Welcome back, guys, and it feels good to be back. I didn't have enough time to build an actual project this week because I got back early Saturday morning and I had a thing going on Sunday because it was my brother's birthday, so we were celebrating that, and that pretty much sucked up my whole weekend. But I do have time to share a tip that will help you fill in your gaps when making a project, because edge jointing a lot of boards or any kind of joint, every once in a while you're gonna get a gap and there's nothing you can do to control that. It happens to all of us, and basically this way is gonna really help you fix that and fill in those gaps without having to go to the store and buy a wood filler. Alright, so right here are two pieces of oak that I just simply edge jointed together, and right here's the seam. Now this actually isn't that bad of a joint for not using a jointer or anything like that. This is just straight from the lumber yard, glued together, so it actually came out pretty good. But there are a few gaps in here. This really isn't the best piece to demonstrate on, but there are a few tiny gaps in here that I can try to fill, and I can still show you the overall technique. So what you want to do first is get a sander, and in my case I'll be using my random orbit sander. Alright, so I have my random orbit sander, or you can use any kind of hand sander, or you can just use regular sandpaper as well. Anything will work, really. I have my edge jointed board, and I also have some wood glue. This happens to be Type Bond 2, but any regular woodworking glue will work perfectly fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is sand all of this, and what I'm really trying to do here is get all the fine dust particles off the board, and then when you're done you can take off the bag on here, and then you just sprinkle it on, and you also apply some wood glue, and then it creates a nice fill. So I'm going to start out by sanding it a tad bit just to get a lot of the dust particles. Basically right here I have a few small gaps, but overall it's a really good joint. Now I'm going to show you the process I use to fill that. When you sand wood you get really fine sawdust, and basically right here is a perfect good example. Now when you're sanding something bigger you'll have a lot more sawdust, so this is like very fine. It's almost like a powder type feel, and what I'm going to do is take a tad bit of my wood glue, just kind of add a bit where I see gaps, and then from there I can take my sawdust. I like to sprinkle a lot on, and that's probably overdoing it there, but it helps you get the point. Basically you rub it all and you can fill it in nice and good, and you're trying to work all the sawdust down into the cracks, and when it mixes it creates a very strong and solid wood filler. Now what's great about this is when you rub it all in, it's already oak sawdust, so it's going to automatically match the color of the wood filler, so you don't have to worry about buying a wood filler that's the right color and all that. And obviously this is easily stainable and paintable too, so you just want to let that all kind of sit in there, then kind of dry out for a little bit, and you just want it to harden. Then you'll realize that the gaps are pretty much all gone. So now you can tell that there were gaps here, but now they're all filled in, and what you want to do is wait for it to harden a bit and then re-sand over it just to give it a smooth look. So now I'm gonna hit this with the sander. And that's all you really need. It's just pretty light sanding. As you can tell, the gap is completely gone now, and that is how to make a wood filler. Well guys, I'm really sorry I didn't have a project this week, but this tip is very handy and useful, and I'm sure everyone can use this tip every now and then. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click the share button and just share it so everyone can hear about this wonderful tip. And if you like my channel and you're new to it, please subscribe for woodworking videos every Tuesday. I'll see you guys next week.